I'm joined today by Christine Seeman, a staff software engineer working in Ruby and Rails, a conference speaker and WMBRB board member, hailing from the very middle of the U.S., Omaha, Nebraska. She'll be delivering her talk, Optimize Your Mindset Without Overclocking, at Blue Ridge Ruby this spring. Christine, thanks for chatting with me.
Thanks for having me here.
Absolutely. When I was reading your talk proposal, it felt particularly relevant right now with what I'm feeling personally and noticing in other software developers over the past few months. With the incredible shifts around AI in our industry right now, it feels like everyone is just frantic, whether trying to keep up with the paradigm shifts or trying to prepare for some kind of uncertain future or just trying to take advantage of the moment. It feels like everyone's in a highly activated state and struggling just to manage it. Or maybe that's just me. What have you been noticing?
I think highly activated is such a great way of putting it. Like, there's just this highly activated energy kind of going on, anxious scanning, like this urgency, and then constant context switching, just like all over the place. And I think with everything that's going on in tech right now and everything that's not in tech, we just got a lot, like on our brains. And that's just an increased opportunity and uncertainty going around. And so I think everybody is just spiking with the stress. Even like confident, developers who've been around for a while, there's a lot of uncertainty. And so like we always have kind of this pressure to be always learning, but like sometimes right now we don't really have the space to integrate or recover kind of from that. And like I've definitely noticed that in myself. And so that's kind of what I wanted this talk to be, is honest and practical with strategies to kind of help with that.
Good. I think that's absolutely necessary. I need this talk, and I feel like lots of other developers are going to need it as well. Yeah. I've long suspected that software developers have more difficulty staying connected to their own bodies and physical experiences than perhaps other fields where there's a higher level of physicality, whether that's carpentry or nursing, or right now I'm going to a physical therapist. I'm wondering if you see that as well. It feels like we're just always staring at our screens, lost in thought or attending to some mental problem space, but not really in our bodies. And I'm wondering how you've seen that.
Yeah, I think we as technology people can kind of be like the champions of just disconnecting and just trying to exist in the cerebral. But we turns out there's more to our body than our brains. And so like we work in these abstract problem spaces. And so it's so easy, to float away, disconnect from the physical world. And I think our jobs kind of do reward mental intensity.
Yeah.
But that's easy to mistake for good health. And so that's why I want to talk about tools to help you reconnect that attention to your body, like short mindfulness practices, movement breaks, because turns out we need to get off our butts sometimes, as well as you need that feedback in your body. So if you notice that you're having tension or that fatigue or the stress, part of the problem is sometimes you don't pay attention to what your body is already trying to tell you. And so it's really not about turning yourself into like some sort of Eastern philosophy practitioner or like somebody who practices yoga, although yoga is great. It's about remembering that you have a nervous system too.
Yeah. It reminds me of, like you might have your exception notification set up like to get exceptions, but if you're not looking at them and responding to them and thinking like, oh, we got a spike of 500s here, like if you're not looking at what's happening in your app, like you're not taking care of it. And that can I definitely noticed that as a developer. Like for me, like when I realized, oh, like I'm really stressed. Why am I so stressed? What happened? What happened today that's making me feel this way?
Why am I so that's stopping and paying attention. And so, spoiler alert, totally talking about mindfulness, and I do equate that to being logging for your body, because that's how you kind of get that low-level feedback on tuning in to what's happening right now.
I didn't really think about that until we were just talking, but like there's so many things that you would not do in an app development, like not look at your logs, not watch what's happening in production. Like, of course you would. So then not doing that with your body is kind of crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah. I liked the nod to overclocking that you make in your talk title, because it speaks to the real physical limitations of hardware and the natural risks and consequences that we face when we try to squeeze more performance out of something. And it seems like we could take some cues from that when thinking about our own internal biological systems. Why do you think we have this temptation to overclock?
If you think about it, like every aspect of your work is some pinnacle of optimization that you've probably been working on for years. And you just kind of fall into that trap with your own self or your own body. And like, it's kind of reinforced in our culture. Like faster outputs get rewarded, even when they're unsustainable.
Yeah.
And so there's that real fear of always falling behind. And so if you're always afraid of that kind of future, you can't really exist in the present, what's happening to your body right now. And so that overclocking kind of feels like control in a chaotic time, but that's usually trade-off for long-term stability over maybe some short-term speed.
Yeah.
And so that really affects you on your short-term stress, your short-term body, your short-term how you're feeling, and that can have long-term consequences going on there.
That makes so much sense. And I feel like the temptation for that is even stronger right now when there's so many reports of people using agents to develop much faster than in the past. They're, oh, look at all, like we're just dramatically producing more code than we have before. And if you feel that, if you try to internalize that and like try to do that yourself, like feeling like everyone else is going faster.
Yeah, everybody's
I better
going
go faster
than me. Yeah, so that's why it really is a system level problem. It's not you or your personal failing going on here.
Thank you.
It's kind of the whole system that is failing us. And so we need to figure out ways for us to work in the system as it is.
I like that. You're right. It really is more than just us. It is like a bigger system, and that's really important to speak to. Cool. I'm personally not a fan of the term soft skills, and some might classify this as a soft skills talk, but for me, like that suggests something that's light or fluffy or easy, when for me, like learning to understand and manage my own mind and emotions, and improving how I communicate and relate to others in the workplace has been extremely challenging. It's taken years of hard work. I'm continuing to work on it with my client relationships, how I manage my own business. I'm guessing you agree with this, but do you have anything to expand on or add to that?
Oh, yeah. 100% agree. But it's such a recognizable way to like kind of describe it to a group that this isn't going to be code.
Right.
But that doesn't mean it's not hard. And so, like, I really like human skills. Maybe I just need to change this description. Like, it's human skills. Because I think it would be great if everybody just gets better at being a better human, a better person to their teammates, their loved ones, their communities. And so, and soft, makes it sound like it's easy or optional.
Yeah.
And this isn't. It's not something that you can opt out of, trying to do. And so they really are like core skills: your attention, your emotional regulation, feedback, communication. Those are all things that are huge parts of our job. And these are human, they're contextual, and just like you said, you're never done learning them. You're never done improving them. If you think you already know how to communicate, maybe you're the one who needs to work on it the most. Like, it's always the people who are always trying to kind of get better at something that might already be, kind of better at something.
They're in that learner's mindset. They've been working on it, and acknowledging that there's always room for improvement and a need for growth. And so they really are foundational rather than the soft. And they're kind of, I'm going to bring it back to the talk, this is your operating system. They make your technical skills effective. Right. Yeah, I love that. I know for me, for my client work, it's been just as important for me to learn how to do client service as well, which is mostly communicating clearly, honoring my commitments, being respectful, being clear, and like all of that has taken just as much time and is as important as knowing how to build things, knowing how to spec out work. Like if I was brilliant at all of the app development stuff, but couldn't build trust with clients, then I wouldn't have work. And so they're both like absolutely essential. So it's cool. I'm very excited to hear this. I think it's going to be really relevant for a lot of people where they are right now. So thanks for that, and look forward to seeing you here at the end of April for Blue Ridge.
I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'll
Yeah.
see you then.
Awesome. Thanks.